give Cheryl a call at 612-735-0553. She knows the 5 golden rules of home staging on a budget. Also quite a bit about remodeling. We're going to talk about those 2 things. And so for home staging, I know we've talked about that in the past, but that's pretty critical, isn't it? I mean, I imagine that, maybe just an empty house, just super clean and empty, but that's not the case, is it?
It really isn't. Actually, on my way in today, I got a call from a client who's looking at selling her home, and she was explaining the house to me, saying, okay, we have a house that fits 4 people, but we have 6 people that live in it. And she's going, can we just put it on the market and start showing it, or should we move out? Well, no, that's pretty drastic to move out, but they should move out. So, at any rate, what they are going to do is just start simplifying life, start packing, get rid of everything that you don't need, and hopefully don't take it to the next place, because you really don't need all that crap. So, start with your closets. You really want your closets to be empty and look like there's a lot of space. You can have some clothes in there, some organizers, but even matching your hangers is a big deal. I mean, when you look in some closets and you've got wire hangers and plastic,
crazy. And 50%, use 50% of that space, so it doesn't look cramped and overcrowded.
Yeah, and then bedrooms. You really want to have neutral colors. Get rid of the pink and blue walls that your kids had when they were little, and just go neutral so you can appeal to males or females. In the bathrooms, just try to get rid of everything. Make it look like you really don't use your bathroom. White towels, try to shut your toilet seat. Make it look more spa-like.
Get rid of your shampoo bottle collection.
Hide them. You gotta hide that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Put it back in the corner behind the curtain or something. We know you need to shower, and then make sure you wipe up all of the water spots. In the kitchen, really, nobody needs to see your toaster or your blender, anything like that. Right, Donna?
Right. I usually say three things on your counter. That's it.
Yeah. And it's always a good idea too if you can set the table, make it look inviting. People like to see that too. Dining room, again, neutralize. Living room, eliminate a lot of the furniture. And the other thing too people always wonder about is how much work should they be doing to the house when they're going to be putting it on the market. And there, less is more. One of the most important things is curb appeal, and the item that will get you the most bang for the buck is actually your front door.
And so you're talking about remodeling now.
Right, so this is a little bit more than staging. Now you're going to be spending a little more money than just cleaning up and painting. But, start with the front door, and then from there, you might need a little help on the front of the house. Maybe a little siding update, faux stone, something like that can really help with payback. Kitchens are great, but you're really only going to get about 80% back. So I wouldn't recommend putting a lot of money into the kitchen or the bathroom if your goal is to make as much money as possible. Sometimes you're better off to just price it as is.
So you're talking about the cost versus value in remodeling when you're going to list your home.
Right.
And I see some statistics here. You mentioned the entry door. Actually, the average return on that is 101.8%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so if you spend $100 on an entry door, you're going to get back like $1.80.
It makes such a
well,
you don't do it like that.
Sorry, it sounds funny.
Play with numbers, Eric.
Anyway, I wasn't trying to be an idiot, but
that's what we're here to help you do. When you sell your house, make $1.80.
So this stone veneer in the front, 92% return. Garage door replacement, 88%. Siding. So Cheryl mentioned curb appeal, and that's some pretty high returns. I mean, typically, it's not dollar for dollar. If you spend $30,000 finishing a basement, you might get 20 grand out of it when you sell. You're not, it's not going to be dollar for dollar.
You don't want to do that for a buyer.
Right.
Typically, when you are improving your property, you want to do that for yourself. You don't want to be putting dollars into the house.
Okay.
I had one client, before I showed up, they went through and they did a brand new kitchen, Sub-Zero, Viking appliances, granite, and the buyer who purchased the house ripped it all out and threw it.
Yep.
there was no value in that to them,
So
Right.
keep it simple,
right?
lower cost projects,
Yep.
curb
Keep it
appeal.
neat and clean.
And I can't say enough about that curb appeal. There are times when you have buyers in the car and you're slowing down to stop and they're looking at the house going, can we just not even go
You
in?
drive by.
And they, and it's like, well, we set this appointment, the seller probably cleaned their house and left. We at least have to open the door and go in. Maybe we just put my card in there and we move on, but yeah, curb appeal is a big deal, and it just takes move the garbage cans, put them around the side of the house, or tuck them in the garage, things like that really make a difference.
Yeah, and make it easy to get in. Make sure the sidewalk is shoveled, there isn't ice. I mean, sometimes we're coming with older people or little kids, and
This time of year too, when it gets dark earlier, turn the outside lights on. It's hard to find those lock boxes and get the keys in the knobs when there's darkness. I try to have a flashlight, but sometimes it just would be nice to have those lights on and that it feels welcoming in the first place.
well, and then even when we get inside, I can't tell you how many times the feedback says, oh, the property is so dark. And if you would have just turned on the lights before the showing started, that comment never comes up.
Right.
People don't think about how the sunshine is coming in or what direction you're facing. So it's very important to keep the house lit.
Wow, between this and all the art of getting the best offer, and it's quite a bit that a real estate expert does for you. I mean, they earn their money. It's
Yeah.
not just throw it on the MLS. I mean, it really isn't.
Right. There's a lot that goes into this, and last week we talked about pricing the property right and how we go about doing that, and the negotiations, and then it's the team that we all work with, and that's why we are so particular about our partners that we have here on Real Talk Twin Cities and the partners that we work with, and we depend on Eric the Loan Guy and Uriah Hogue at Executive Title,
Yep.
and Jeff Blicht with Inspecta Homes, and of course Elise, we want you taking care of all of our clients after the closing.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that our clients are never aware of, because we take care of problems before they really get out of control, or we have trusted people that will step in and do what needs to happen. So we want to make it as easy as possible.
How much lead time would you say the average seller needs in order to meet with you guys before they can get their property on the market?
If the house is ready, I can have the property on the market the next day.
Yeah.
Okay, it can truly go that fast. But if we come in and, I've got one client, they've been working on eliminating all of their stuff because they're actually going to be selling the home and not moving into another home. They're just gonna spend the next few years traveling. So for them, it's taking 2 or 3 months, so it really can vary.
That's quite a while. Well, thank you, Cheryl. Very illuminating, and it's a pleasure to find out what you do. You can get a hold of Cheryl at realtalktwincities.com. We are your local experts for all things real estate. You can buy or sell, refinance. Again, realtalktwincities.com. I'm Eric the Loan Guy. We'll be back next week on AM 1280 The Patriot. Thank you.